Hello and welcome to my walkthrough of the November 2023 GCSE Pearson Edexcel Mathematics Paper 1 Non-Calculator Foundation Tier Exam paper. Let's get straight into it. Question number 1. Here is a list of numbers. Work out the range of these numbers. So to work out the range, all you need to do is take the highest number in the list and subtract away the lowest number. So that will be 8, subtract away 2. And 8 minus 2 is just 6. Question 2. Work out 120 minus 89. So what we're going to do is 120 minus 90, which gives us 30. But we didn't want to take off as many as 90. We only wanted 89, so we need to add 1 back on, which gives us 31. Question 3. Simplify 3 times a times 4. All we need to do here is 3 times 4 times by a, which is just 12 times by a, or 12a. Question 4. Measure the size of the angle marked X. So I'm doing this on an iPad, so I don't have a protractor, but what you will need to do is get your protractor and place it about here, so that your 0 is going to be down here, and this position on your protractor will be the angle you want. And the answer is somewhere between 38 and 42 is accepted, so we're going to say that is 40 degrees. Question 5. 1/5 of 300. So 1/5 of 300 we can work out by just doing 300 divided by 5, which is just 60. Question number 6. There are 3 litres of oil in a can. Jermaine uses 700 millilitres of the oil. Work out the amount of oil left in the can. Give your answer in millilitres. So 1 litre is 1000 millilitres. Therefore, 3 litres is 3000 millilitres. Jermaine has used 700 millilitres, so we're going to say 3000 minus 700, which is 2300 millilitres, left in the can. Question number 7. Matt is drawing a scale diagram. 1 centimetre represents 5 metres. He draws a line 3 centimetres long. What real distance does the line represent? So if 1 centimetre is 5 metres, therefore 3 centimetres is going to be 3 times 5 metres, which is just 15 metres. And part B, the real distance between 2 points is 20 metres. What is the distance between the 2 points on the scale diagram? So again, 1 centimetre equals 5 metres. Therefore, 20 metres is just 4 times 5 metres, which is therefore going to be 4 times 1 centimetre on the scale diagram, or 4 centimetres. Question number 8. Miss Bailey asked 24 students where they wanted to go on a school trip. Here are the results. Complete the frequency table. So all we have to do here is add up how many that we have. So for Castle, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 11 there. For Museum, we have, for Farm, we have 1 in the first one, 3 in the next, so we're up to 4, 5, 6, 7. And for Museum, we have 1, 2, 3 in the first column, 1 in the next one, and then 2 at the end. So we have 11, 7, and 6. Part B. Write down the place that is the mode. Well, the mode would just be the one that is the most common, so the most occurring, so the highest frequency, which is Castle, as we have 11 for Castle. And part C, draw a bar chart to show the results. So we're going to have frequency, and we're going to have place. I think they just use place in their table. Yep. So for Castle, which we'll do here, was 11. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. We just need to make sure you'll be using a ruler in the exam. I've obviously not got a ruler here, so my line is very wobbly. Castle with 11. You just need to make sure that the width of the bar chart is the same for each one and that the bars are touching. So farm, we had 7. Going to do that there. And then museum, we have 6. Again, apologies for the wobbly lines, but I'm doing this on an iPad. And that should be your bar chart. Question number 9. Selena has a bag of 22 counters. 5 are blue, 9 are red, 8 are pink. Selena takes at random a counter from the bag. Write down the probability that she takes a red counter. So we know that 9 of the counters are red, 22 overall. Probability is 9 over 22. Does not take a pink counter. So we know that 8 out of 22 pink. Therefore, 1 minus 8 out of 22 is not pink, which equals 14 out of 22. You can simplify that to 7 out of 11 if you like. It's only 1 mark, so we shouldn't need to. And takes a white counter. Well, I can tell you're looking at the table, the numbers, that there's no white counters, so the answer to part C or part III is just 0. Part 10. Here are the ingredients needed to make 20 peanut butter cookies. Derek wants to make 60 cookies. He has 900 grams of peanut butter. Does Derek have enough peanut butter to make 60 cookies? You must show how you get your answer. So, the ingredients we have, are for 20. Therefore, times by 3 to get 60. So 250 grams of peanut butter makes 20. Therefore, 250 grams times 3 makes 60, which is 750 grams. Let's scroll down a bit. So, Derek has enough peanut butter, as he has 900. So I'll just put, so yes, so that I'm answering the question. Question 11. On the grid, draw an enlargement of the triangle with a scale factor of 3. So we're not told a center of enlargement, so I'm just going to draw it pretty much next to this triangle. So we know the width of the bottom here is 2 squares. If we're enlarging with a scale factor 3, we need 2 times 3, which is 6 squares along. So we'll start here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the next point will be here. And then we also have 1, 2, 3 height. So we know it's going to be 9 high, because it's, again, scale factor 3, so 3 times 3. And if you look, this is in the midpoint here of this triangle. So we've just said that it's 6 along the bottom. So we know that the midpoint of 6 along the bottom is going to be just here in 3. So we're going to go 9 up from the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Just there. And once again, I'm going to try and do this as best I can without a ruler, but you would use a ruler in the exam. There we go. And that's your answer. Question number 12. P equals 2G plus 4H. Part A, I. Work out the value of P when G equals 3 and H equals 5. So P is going to equal 2 times G, which is 3, plus 4 times H, which is 5, 6 plus 20. P is going to be 26. Part II. Work out the value of g when p equals 38 and h equals 3. So we're rearranging our equation here. So we're going to say p, which is 38, equals 2g plus 4h, so plus 4 times 3, which is 2g plus 12. So we're going to get g on its own, so we're going to move the 12 to the other side, so say 26 equals 2g. Therefore, g equals 13 if you divide both sides by 2. V equals 3r minus q. Work out the value of v when r equals minus 3 and q equals 2. So v equals 3 lots of minus 3 minus q, which is 2. So 3 times minus 3 is minus 9, minus 2 gives us minus 11. Question number 13. Chloe is making scrunchies. Chloe has a large number of hairbands. Each hairband costs 8p. She buys 100 grams of wool for £3. Chloe uses one hairband and 5 grams of wool to make each scrunchie. She makes as many scrunchies as she can. Work out the total cost of each scrunchie that she makes. Give your answer in pence. So, she buys 100 grams of wool for £3. So if I put 100 grams of wool, £3, we are told that 5 grams of wool is one scrunchie. So I will put 5 grams of wool equals one scrunchie. 100 divided by 5 equals 20. Therefore, 3 grams divided by 3 pounds divided by 20 is the cost for wool of one scrunchie. £3 is also 300 pence, and 300 pence divided by 20 is the same as 30 divided by 2 if we cancel out a 0 at the top and the bottom here. So 15p will be the wool cost of each scrunchie, and each hairband costs 8p. Therefore, total cost is going to be 15p plus 8p, 23p, and the answer wants you to give it in pence, so we're done. Question 14. On the grid, draw the graph of y equals 4x minus 1 for values of x from minus 2 to 2. What I'm going to do here in this little space they have provided is work out some answers for some of the numbers. So if it's going from minus 2 to 2, when x equals minus 2, we'll put that into our equation. We get y equals 4 lots of minus 2 minus 1, which is minus 8 minus 1, which is minus 9. When x equals 2, we get 4 lots of 2 minus 1, which is 8 minus 1, which is 7. When x equals 0, y just equals minus 1. And we'll just do a couple more. We'll do x equals minus 1. Then we will have minus 1 times 4, minus 1, so minus 5. And for x equals 1, what we can see happening here is for minus 2, it's minus 9. For minus 1, you've added 4 onto it to get minus 5. For 0, you've added 4 onto it to get minus 1. So I'm expecting this to be 3 because we'll have added 4 onto it. So put it into the equation. Y equals 4 lots of 1, which is 4, minus 1, which is 3. So let's plot these points. So x equals 0, y equals minus 1, x equals 1, y equals 3, x equals 2, y equals 7. And we've got minus 1, minus 5, and minus 2, minus 9. So minus 1, minus 5, and minus 2, minus 9. And I think I'm a little bit... I can't zoom out, so I have to try and draw this as best I can again. Here we go. It's got to be a straight line. Ooh, my line is not straight. And then it'll go all the way up. But you don't want to go any further than 2 and minus 2 because we're told in the question that that's our limits. And that should be your answer. Question 15. Steve is buying a car. The car costs £12,000. Steve pays 25% of the cost as a deposit. He pays the rest of the cost in 20 equal monthly payments. How much is each monthly payment? So 25% deposit. 25% is the same as 1/4. So what I'm going to do is 12,000 divided by 4 is £3,000 deposit. Therefore, as he's already paid 3,000, 12,000 minus 3,000 is 9,000, which he has left to pay. He is paying it in 20 equal monthly payments. Therefore, 9,000 divided by 20 equals monthly payment. Knock a zero off is just 900 over 2, which is £450. Question number 16. Shah takes an exam. The exam is out of 60 marks. Shah needs to score at least 70% of the marks to pass the exam. He scores 45 marks. Show that Shah passes the exam. So, 70% of 60 is the same as 60 divided by 10 multiplied by 7, or 60 times 0.7. So 60 divided by 10 is just 6 multiplied by 7. So we know that 6 times 7 is 42. 45 is greater than 42, so 45 is over 70%, so Shah passes. Question 17. Work out 3 over 5 divided by 1/6. Give your answer as a mixed number. So how I would do this, when you're dividing by a fraction, it's the same as multiplying by the reciprocal of the fraction. So we're going to say 3 over 5 divided by 1 over 6 is the same as 3 over 5 times by 6 over 1, which is the same as 3 over 5 times 6, which is just 18 over 5. And 18 over 5 is the same as 15 over 5 plus 3 over 5, which 15 over 5 is just 3. 3 and 3/5. That's how they want it as a mixed number. And that's our answer. Question number 18. 6.3 multiplied by 2.4. Now, this looks scary without a calculator, but what I'm going to do is split this up. So 6.3 times 2.4 is going to be the same as 6.3 times 2 plus 6.3 times 0.4. 6.3 times 2 is just going to be 12.6. 6.3 times 0.4 is a little bit more annoying, so let's split this out again. I'm going to say this is the same as 6.3 times 4 divided by 10, as 0.4 is just 4 divided by 10. So we already know that 6.3 times 2 is 12.6 because we've just done that. So 6.3 times 4 is just going to be 6.3 times 2 plus 6.3 times 2. So I'm going to say it's 12.6 plus 12.6 divided by 10. So 12.6 plus 12.6 plus 12.6 twice is 25.2 divided by 10. 12.6 plus, all we got to do now by dividing by 10 is move the decimal point, so 2.52. Almost there. 12.6 plus 2.52 is just going to be 15.12. Many different ways you can do this. That is just the way I find the easiest. Question 19. Part AI. Write down the value of 5 to the 0. Any number to the power 0 is 1. Part II. Write down the value of 5 to the power minus 2. So when it's a minus power, it's going to be 1 over that number. So 5 to the power minus 2 is going to be the same as 1 over 5 squared, which is the same as 1 over 25. Part B. Write 2 to the 5 times 2 to the 4 divided by 2 to the 3 in the form 2 to the n, where n is an integer. So 2 to the 5 times 2 to the 4 is the same as 2 to the power 5 plus 4, which is 2 to the 9. So 2 to the 5 times 2 to the 4 over 2 to the 3 is the same as 2 to the 9 divided by 2 to the 3, which is the same as 2 to the 9 minus 3, or 2 to the power 6. That's the form that the question wants it in. Question 20. Write 156 as a product of its prime factors. So 156 is just going to be 2 multiplied by 78. 2 is prime. 78 is 2 multiplied by 39. 2 is prime. 39 is not even, but it does have a 3 that goes into it, and it goes into it 13 times. 3 is prime. 13 is prime. So our answer is 2 squared multiplied by 3 multiplied by 13. Part B. Find the highest common factor of 156 and 130. So we've already done the tree for 156, so let's do it for 130. So 130 is made up of 2 times 65. 65 is odd, so 5 goes into 65, and it goes into it 13 times. Therefore, 130 is just 2 times 5 times 13. So the highest common factor is going to be the number the biggest number you can make from the prime factors of both 156 and 130. So 5 is only in this one, so we can discredit the 5. So we're just going to say this is 26 times 5. And in the top one, for 156, we know this is just 26 times 2 times 3. All I've done there is I've changed the 2 squared to 2 times 2, and then I've times it by the 13. As you can see, the highest common factor for both of these is there's a 5 here that isn't in the top one, there's a 2 here and a 3 here that isn't in the bottom one, so 26 is going to be your highest common factor. Question 21. The mean length of 5 sticks is 4.2 centimeters. Narwhal measured the length of one of the sticks as 7 centimeters. Work out the mean length of the other 4 sticks. So mean is 4.2. So basically what that is the total length divided by 5. It's 4.2, as we know that there's 5 sticks. So if we times both sides by 5, we get the total length is going to be 4 times 5 is 20, 0.2 times 5 is 1, so 20 plus 1, 21. We know that one of the sticks is 7. One stick is 7, therefore other 4 sticks come to 21 minus 7, which is 14. Therefore, the mean of other 4 is just 14 divided by 4, I've written 3. 14 divided by 4, which is 7 over 2, which is 3.5 centimetres. Narwhal made a mistake. The stick was not 7 centimetres long, it was 17 centimetres long. How does this affect your answer to part A? It's only a 1-mark question, so we don't need to go into too much detail here, but bottom line is it's going to reduce the mean of the other 4 sticks. And we can even work it out. So if we had said that the 1 stick is 17, that means the other 4 sticks now add up to 4. So 4 divided by 4 gives the mean of 1 to 1 centimetres. Question 22. The point P lies on the line AB. Use ruler and compasses to construct an angle of 90 degrees at P. You must show all your construction lines. Sound like a broken record at this point, but I obviously cannot do this in front of you on an iPad. So what you're going to need to do basically is put your pair of compasses on point P, mark them out a distance somewhere between P and B, and you're going to need to draw an arc a bit like this. Then what you're going to need to do is flip the compasses around the other side and do the same sort of thing so that it's now between A and P without adjusting the length of the compasses. And you're going to then have another, horribly drawn, have another set like this. And then you're going to want to draw a line, which will be a straight line, from the point where the 2 arcs cross. And it should go through P, just like this. And then you need to construct an angle of 90 degrees. So we know this will be 90 degrees because you'll have drawn a straight line using the 2 arcs that you've drawn. Again, apologies for the terrible drawing, but that is how you do it. Question 23. The diagram shows an isosceles triangle ABD and the straight line ABC. BA equals BD. X compared to Y is a ratio of 2 to 1. Work out the value of W. So, BA equals BD, which means this is an isosceles triangle. I'll write that down. BA equals BD, so triangle isosceles, as 2 side lengths are the same. We also know that W plus Y is 180 degrees due to angles on a straight line. Being 180 degrees. And we also know that X compared to Y is a ratio of 2 to 1. So X angle is double Y angle. So since the triangle's isosceles, 2 of the angles in the triangle are the same. So basically, this angle here is also X. And we also know, because it's a triangle, that the angles will add up to 180 degrees. So X plus Y equals 180, which is the same as saying 2Y plus 2Y plus Y equals 180, due to the ratios of X to Y is 2 to 1 ratio. So 5Y equals 180. Therefore, Y equals 36. And we know W plus Y is 180. Therefore, W is 144 degrees. That's our answer. Question 24. Mano has 3 shelves of books. There are X books on shelf A. There are 3X plus 1 books on shelf B. There are 2X minus 5 books on shelf C. A total of 44 books on the 3 shelves. All the books have the same mass. The books on shelf B have a total mass of 7,500 grams. Work out the total mass of the books on shelf A. Okay, so 44 total equals x plus 3x plus 1 plus 2x minus 5, which is 6x minus 4. Bring the x onto the other side, we're going to get 48 equals 6x. Therefore, x equals 8, be our first step. So, on B, we have 3 lots of 8 plus 1 books, 25 books. We know that they have a total mass of 7,500. Mass divided by 25 is going to be the mass of one book, which is going to be 300. So on A, we have x books, x is 8, therefore mass of A is going to be 8 times 300, which is going to be 2,400 grams. Question 25. A piece of glass has a mass of 27 grams and a volume of 10 centimeters cubed. Work out the density of the piece of glass. Density equals mass divided by volume. 27 divided by 10. 2.7 is the answer. And question 26. Work out an estimate for 5.7 times 8.2 divided by 0.26. I'm going to say this is 6 times 8 over 0.25, as 5.7 is fairly close to 6, 8.2 is fairly close to 8, and 0.26 is fairly close to 0.25. So this is going to be 48 divided by 0.25, which is the same as 48 divided by 1 over 4. If I flip the 1 over 4 and multiply, it's going to be 48 multiplied by 4, which is going to be 192, or 160 plus 32. So that would be my estimate. The mark scheme falls in the region between 160 and 200, so there's a little bit of leeway there as it is an estimate. This is the final question on the paper, 27. Part A, expand and simplify 3x plus 2 lots of 2x minus 5. 3x plus 2, 2x minus 5. So we'll times 3x by 2x to get 6x squared. 3x times minus 5 is minus 15x. 2 times 2x is 4x. 2 times minus 5 is minus 10. They want us to simplify, so 6x squared minus 11x minus 10, and that is as simple as we can get that. And the final part is factorize x squared minus 16. This is a difference of two squares, which is x plus 4 times x minus 4. And that is the end of the paper. As always, thank you for watching. If you found that helpful, please drop a like, subscribe, drop a comment below if you've got any questions, queries, any other papers you'd like me to work through. But thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.